Anybody who's been to one of my classes or one of my workshops knows that I love questions. And so I have a question now that comes through a 28-day challenge I'm doing with Signum CrossFit. This is a really cool challenge that they've conceptualized to address the body through nutrition, through exercise, and also to address the body through the mind, through meditation and mindfulness. So this question comes from Amanda. Thank you, Amanda. Amanda says, from a chronically sleepy person, sometimes I can't tell if I'm in a deep trance or am beginning to fall asleep. Sometimes the thoughts that come into my head are bizarre and don't make sense, and I think I'm actually dreaming. When I notice and bring my attention back to my breath, it's become extremely shallow, and I need to pick it up a bit. This meditation is so relaxing that it's sometimes very difficult to avoid becoming very sleepy, even when sitting up. Do you have any tips to help avoid this and continue to concentrate on the breathing? So this is a very common question in one form or another. The first thing that I would offer, which you've already addressed a bit, Amanda, is posture. Take a look at the posture. So you say you're sitting up, so I would ask you, are you leaning against a wall? Are you sitting in a comfortable chair? If that's the case, then I would advise to move away from the wall or off of the chair and to embody a more traditional meditation posture where you are providing your own support, not the wall, not the chair. You providing your own support is going to allow for more wakefulness. Secondly, I would also let you know that as we meditate, we are experiencing similar brainwave activity to that which we experience as we fall asleep and in the early stages of sleep. So we're getting ourselves into the alpha and the theta brainwave states. Both are deeply relaxing and restorative. And so this is not a bad thing. It's not something to be avoided if you're having bizarre thoughts, if you're feeling sleepiness. The mind is just wandering. It might be wandering to sleep or to a dreamlike state, and that's okay. We notice and we come back to the breath and we allow for this. In the same way, we're going to allow the mind to wander to a thought, a feeling of tension, anxiety. We're going to allow it to wander to sleepiness and to bizarre thoughts. Wherever it goes, it's going to go. We're going to notice, and we're going to come back to the breath. We're going to focus on the breath, and the mind's going to wander. We're going to notice and come back. It does not matter what it wanders to. This is all part of the healing process, the catharsis. When we meditate, we are allowing our conscious mind, sort of this thinking mind that we associate ourselves with, that can be thought of in some respects as the gatekeeper. We're allowing that to fall away so that the subconscious can rise to the surface. This is where we really start to heal, as the subconscious comes up and out to be seen in the light of day, in the light of our awareness to be expressed. And so sometimes this subconscious expression takes the shape of anxiety, of tension, of anxious thoughts, stressful thoughts. Sometimes it takes the shape of just sort of a dreamlike image, a bizarre thought, a feeling of sleepiness throughout the body. Sometimes it takes the shape of emotion. Tears might pour down our face. We might feel frustrated or angry. This is all meditation. We allow the mind to wander, we notice when it does, and we come back to the breath. So we're intending our awareness to reside in the present moment on the breath, but we accept that we're not going to stay there the whole time. We're not going to be perfectly affixed to the breath. The mind will wander, we notice when it does, and we come back. And through the setting of this intention, intending to reside connected to the breath, over time, our ability to focus and remain connected to the breath, it will increase more and more and more. But it won't come about through this sort of strict, stringent force that's only creating resistance. So your question is, do you have any tips to help avoid this? And I would say my tip to avoid it would be to embrace it. This is part of your journey. Your body at this stage is getting sleepy and relaxed, and it might just be because you need that feeling of sleepiness and you need that feeling of relaxation. So allow for it and just continue to focus on the breath, the sensation of the breath. This is all part of the process. So we're not going to avoid, we're going to embrace, and we're going to come back to the breath as often as we need. And if when we do so, we find that the breath is shallow, so be it. We're just going to return ourselves to whatever the particular breathing technique is at that moment of the meditation. And if we're not employing a breathing technique, then it is okay if the breath is shallow. We allow it to be, and we just observe. So just keep coming back to your anchor. And I hope that helps, Amanda. And if you have any additional questions, please let me know.